Nandakumarji. He was born in Madras and completed his Masters in Commerce from the Madras University in the year 1983. He started his career as a lecturer for commerce and accountancy for the pre-university students, following which for over a decade he rendered his service as an officer in the State Bank of Mysore. He then ventured into advertising with Vajpayam Advertising while he continued his part-time teaching activities. In the year 2000, he started Pranav Human Resources, a training center for students participating in banking exams, and in parallel worked as a visiting faculty of finance for MBA in a couple of colleges. Since 2006, to put it in his own words, his life has been as ordained by Bhagavan. His wife Usha and daughter Archana are also ardent devotees of Bhagavan. Nandakumarji has been an inspiration for all of us at the center. He conducts satsangs twice a week and also participates in the center's Facebook. Shri Nandakumar.
Karunarnavama Karudagadinalgum Arunachala Shivam Ida Buddhi Ahankaran Pulambeidavungum Maddidayam Tan Marayavanum Malam Natta Ariyad Nalam Kulaya Annar Maddi Volir Anna Malayinadu Meye. Ittanuve nanam yenum madiyai nita buddhi idayatte purundi ahanokan addu vidamame ahachudar kaangaibu maddi enum anna malai sudarkan. We have been blessed by Bhagavan to gather here over 2 days to listen to his Mahatmyam, to listen to his magic. Under his watchful eyes, which are ever present and particularly present in this shrine, blessing us all as the Karuna Murti, as the Ramana Murti. To listen or meditate on the magic that Arunachala is, we can go to Ashtakam, where Bhagavan has sung Arivaru Giriyana Amardarum Amma Adisayam Idan Sayal Arivu Aridu Arkum. In the first 2 lines, Bhagavan describes Arivaru Giriyana, the mountain is present to destroy the mind, which causes immense suffering to his devotees. Since this is the very work that Arunachala does, removal of the mind, how can anyone know this magic that Arunachala does every moment? Arivaru giriyana amardarum amma adisayam idan seyal, adisayam idan seyal. Bhagavan says, Arivu aridu arkum. The same mountain, Bhagavan quotes Tirunjana Sambandar. I have read in the talks that the mountain is best described as Jnana Tiral Uru. If somebody can do this, that is, take consciousness, take pure consciousness, make a ball out of it and place it in Tiruvannamalai. If someone can do that, that is Arunagiri. Jnana Tiral Uru. Bhagavan says this is the best description of Arunachala, the mountain of Arunachala. It is Jnana Tiral Uru. Once again, let us take umbrage in the words of the great ones, to have a peep, if at all that is possible, into the greatness of Arunachala. Let's go back to the year 1908. It is the Mamarat Guhai, the mango cave, where Bhagavan is seated inside the cave, where Bhagavan is seated inside the cave. As you climb down from Virupaksha down to the town, we get this mango cave, Mamarat Guhai, where there is a huge water body which is supposed to be perennial. Bhagavan is seated there. Another of the great ones to have taken the ashraya of Arunachala, Mahan Seshadri Swamigal, comes visiting. Mahan Seshadri Swamigal also has lived in Arunachala continuously from the time he has set foot till his Mahasamadhi in 1929, the construction of which, the Samadhi shrine, Bhagavan supervises. Bhagavan is present rather. And Bhagavan himself says about Seshadri Swamigal that there are 3 Paityangal. Paithyam, I don't know how to translate it in English. Like, not of the normal logical mind, not of the logical reasoning mind which is stuck with all this reasoning nonsense. They are free. The ones that Bhagavan is referring to as Paithyam is not stuck with the CD-ROM. He is not stuck with the hard disk. Their laser is free. Their consciousness is free. That's why the people who are stuck with the CD-ROM say they are Paithyam. So that we will understand, Bhagavan calls himself as Paithyam. He says there are 3 Paithyams in Tiruvannamalai. One is Arunachala. He is known as Pitta, because nobody can decipher what he does. In this sense also, Arivarugiri is one. Even if you try to decipher, writing down his autobiography, writing down his biography, even the biography which he himself dictates and writes, nobody can reason out and say this is like this, therefore that is like that. It will be exactly opposite. Pitta. Bhagavan says there are three pittas. One is Arunachala in Tiruvannamalai at that time. One is himself and one is Seshadri Mahan. And Seshadri Mahan tells to Subramaniam Iyer, one of his devotees, Subramaniam, do you know that there are three lingas in Tiruvannamalai? Subramaniam, his devotee and a devotee of Bhagavan, says, I know only one, Arunachala, Swayambhu. Seshadri Swamigal says, no, there is one more, Ramana Lingam, and there is one more, Seshadri Lingam. That is how they viewed each other. These two meet each other in 1908 to talk about and have a practical demonstration of the magic of Arunachala. Seshadri Swamigal, if he looks at someone, in no time, he could see what the other person was thinking. So he comes to the mango cave, looks at Bhagavan for some time and says, இது என்ன நினைக்கிறதோ தெரியலையே. I am unable to decipher what this is thinking. Bhagavan continues his mauna. Then Seshadri Swamigal says, Arunachala nenachadavadu mukti kadakime. If you think of Arunachala, you may be bestowed, you may be blessed with mukti. Bhagavan says, who is the worshipper and who is the worshipped? Who is the worshipper and who is the worshipped? Seshadri Swamigal says, அதுதான் இங்கேயும் தெரியல. That is what I also don't know. Then Bhagavan goes on a discourse. It must have been, if at all there is Devaloka, if at all there was Gitopadesha at any time, if at all there was Upadesha of Devikalotra by Shiva to Parvati, it must have been same as Bhagavan speaking to Seshadri Swamigal then. Bhagavan has given a discourse to him on what is pure consciousness, what is Ajata Siddhanta, what is Ajata Advaita. Seshadri Swamigal listens and finally says, அது என்னவோ எனக்கு தெரியல, இதெல்லாம் சரியா போலதான் இருக்கு. It appears all these are correct. However, for me, Arunachala is still Arunachala, and he does 10 pranams in front of Bhagavan to Arunachala, the hill, and he goes off. It is not that Seshadri Swamigal did not know Ajata. It is not that Seshadri Swamigal did not know the thought-free consciousness. There was a time when HML, a devotee of Bhagavan and Seshadri Swamigal, invites Seshadri Swamigal and a Pandit for lunch. Both of them partake in the food, and as usual, Pitta is Pitta. Pitta, he must have been behaving quite unexpectedly, unexplainably, and the Pandit gets irritated to such an extent by Seshadri Swamigal's behavior that he says, இதெல்லாம் எப்போதான் முக்தி அடைய போகிறதோ, இன்னும் எவ்வளோ ஜென்மம் எடுக்கணுமோ. He says something to this effect that I don't know when such a man is going to get mukti and how many more janmas he has to take. Along with his food, Seshadri Swamigal digests that also. And he waits till the lunch is over. And before going, he just mentions to the Pandit, பாருங்க, இப்போ யார் சாப்பிட்டது அதை கவனிச்சா முக்தி இப்பவே கிடைக்கும். If you observe who ate the food, Venkatesh said beautifully that one can do self-inquiry while walking, talking, while listening to this. All one has to do is what Seshadri Swamigal asks us. Like if one is listening to a speech like this, or an interaction, or a small dialogue in the marketplace, all one has to do is see who is the listener. Pay attention to who is the listener. So we have got from these two Mahans that நின்னையான் உருவென எண்ணியே நன்ன நிலமிசை மலை என்னும் நிலையினை நீதான் உன்னு அரு அருவென உன்னிடில் விண்ணோ உறவுலகலை தரும் ஒருவனை ஒக்கும் உன்னுரு உணலற உன்னிட முன்னீர் உருசரு கரையுரு என உருவோயும் என்னையான் அறிவுற என்னுரு வேறே திருந்தனை அருணவா கிரிதனை இருந்தோய் கிரியனை இருந்தோய். From this interaction we get that Arunachala, out of his great compassion, is available to us in the absolute consciousness form that Bhagavan exemplifies. We should not forget that Bhagavan himself had Arunachala Namasmarane continuously going within himself. Arivaru Siruvaya Dadumudal Aruna Chalam Miga Peridana Arivinilanga. Even before I could form thoughts about other objects, it was clearly visible to me that Arunachala is something great. So if, to put it very coarsely, if there are about 1 lakh different ways of reaching the truth, and one keeps on experimenting as the higher and the higher and the higher, and he reaches the highest, as Bhagavan has done that in the Marana Anubhavam, he reaches that consciousness which is beyond all thought. And he says, when this body is stilled, when this prana is stilled, when the manas is stilled, still I exist. The purest part of me exists. I am. Now if there are 1 lakh ways, so to say, just to, if I may be permitted this excess, then somebody who has discovered the 1 lakh method, which is the most sensitive and most direct path to mukti, he will not offer the 99,999th path. See, it will be such a refined path to mukti that many others may tell it and might have reached it, and countless might have reached with that 99,999th path. But it is the responsibility of the 1 lakh path person to stick to that, because that is the most direct. That is why Bhagavan sticks to this Atma Vicharam, Atma Vidya, Though Arunachala Smarane, which is Taraka Mantram, which is the mantra which Seshadri Swamigal says, is enough for me. Another Mukta is saying, this mantra, this Giri is more than enough for me. But Bhagavan still blesses us with self-inquiry. He says, this is Marga Arjavat. See, it becomes the responsibility of the person, or if you can call him a person anymore, of who has learned the direct method to something, that he has to teach others that only. Because God has shown him that, it becomes his responsibility. See, it's a great responsibility which only our Bhagavan can discharge. Such a responsibility he has carried so lightly. For 50 years, no. Forevermore, the Ramana Nama is going to carry the Atmavicharam. Both are going to be intertwined and both are going to bless the humanity and I don't know how many other countless organisms and beings into Mukti. Now we find that we have this absolutely pure consciousness that Bhagavan stands and he insists that we go for nothing less. We have the Arunachala Nama, the Ramana Nama. Why do I say Arunachala Nama, Ramana Nama? For a few minutes, let us meditate on the second death experience. Akka and I, we had talked about this many times, but in one of the earliest of our interactions, when we were discussing about the second experience of the Anubhava of death by Bhagavan, Parani Swami and Vasudeva Shastri, the three of them go to Pacheman Koil. There must have been a lake near there, where they have oil bath, take a short route back to Virupaksha cave. On the way in that short route, there is this tortoise rock, Amaipara. While coming near the Amaipara, the tortoise rock, Bhagavan gets into one of his fainting spells. He says that those fainting spells have come very often, where he has lost touch with his body, where he has lost touch with his mind, but still he has not lost touch with consciousness. This fainting spell, he says, was much more deeper. He says 3 times a white screen came and completely covered the picture of world experience, he says. He says this is a picture. He says Chittiram. This picture is covered by an oncoming screen. The 3rd time the screen completely covers the world experience, which is just a picture, he says. It's just a picture. Chittiramam ihdellam semmalaye ninpale. And the heart stops. He is able to feel the physical heart stopping. Vasudeva Shastri is starting to cry. Bhagavan says, I can feel my body go blue. The heart has stopped. He is sitting on the parai in Padmasanam, he says. He can see the body is seated in Padmasanam, body is dead. Akka and I, we were discussing, but Bhagavan says, I could feel Vasudeva Shastri holding the body and crying. Before Mahanirvana, Bhagavan says, where can I go? Where can I go? I am here. Where can I go? I am here. It is not at the time of Mahanirvana alone. Right from his 16th year of age, It is He who is established. All this cosmos is revolving around Him. Where can He go? He is the Self. Now, come back, let's come back. This is something I cannot define, but I can put before you. The hill is always there. It is only the Ramana body which has come to an end. The hill is still there. So what is the hill? If not Jnana Tiralvuru? If it is not Jnana Tiralvuru, what is the hill doing when we are going around it? When we are climbing up to Skandashramam? Is it not feeling Vasudeva Shastri holding a dead body? Who is Ramana? Who is Arunachala? Is it